Why are you more addicted to your phone than cocaine? That's not an exaggeration. It's not even clickbait. Studies show the average person checks their phone 96 times a day. That's once every 10 minutes. Meanwhile, a heavy cocaine user? Maybe 2 or 3 times a day. Your phone is more addictive than hard drugs. And almost no one is talking about it. I found this out the hard way. One day I checked my screen time and saw minus 10 hours. I'd spent almost half the day glued to my phone. Longer than most people sleep. And the scariest part? I didn't even notice. I had no idea where the time went. Here's what they don't want you to know. The attention economy is worth over $700 billion. Facebook, Google, TikTok. They're not just social media platforms. They are attention harvesting machines. And you are the product. Every scroll, every swipe, every just 5 more minutes. It's all by design. The infinite scroll wasn't an accident. The red notifications aren't just colorful design choices. Even the pull to refresh motion mimics a slot machine lever. Because it is. And here's what will make your stomach turn. These companies hire the same neuroscientists who study gambling addiction. The same psychological traps used to keep people in front of slot machines are baked into every app on your phone. As former Google design ethicist Tristan Harris once said, "The problem isn't a lack of willpower. It's that there are thousands of people on the other side of the screen, whose job is to break the willpower you do have." There's an enemy that lives in your pocket. It doesn't need to shout or make threats. It just waits. It waits for the moment you're bored, tired, or distracted. And then it lures you in with a simple thought. Just check for a second. But that second turns into minutes. Minutes turn into hours. And before you know it, the day is gone, consumed by an endless stream you never meant to fall into. People think they can beat it. They delete their apps, install blockers, promise themselves they're finally free. And for a while, it works. The cravings fade, the mind feels clear, and life starts to feel under control again. But the relapse always comes. And when it does, it's worse than before. Longer binges, deeper emptiness, and an even stronger grip. Here's the part nobody likes to admit. The addiction isn't to the apps themselves. The apps are just the dealers. What we're really hooked on is constant stimulation. That endless stream of novelty and entertainment that keeps the brain buzzing so we never have to be alone with our own thoughts. Silence feels strange. Stillness feels uncomfortable. And boredom? Almost unbearable. We've built a generation that can't go 30 seconds without reaching for the glowing screen in their hand. And most don't even realize they're already trapped. Dopamine on credit. Every time you get a like, a comment, or stumble upon something even mildly interesting, your brain releases a hit of dopamine, the same chemical triggered by eating, sex, and certain drugs. But here's the darker twist. Social media runs on what researchers call variable ratio reinforcement. You never know exactly when the next reward will arrive, and that uncertainty is what hooks you, the very same mechanism that makes gambling so addictive. Over time, your brain builds tolerance. What once kept you entertained for hours now bores you within minutes, and you scroll faster, hunting for stronger, sharper stimulation. Sound familiar? Earned dopamine. Your brain craves 3 things: novelty, challenge, and dopamine. Social media delivers all 3, but in quick, artificial bites. Creation, on the other hand, gives them to you in steady, meaningful doses. When you're scrolling, you're passively receiving dopamine. When you're creating, you're actively earning it. And earned dopamine? It's more satisfying and far less addictive. Think about it. Have you ever felt truly accomplished after an 8-hour Netflix binge? Now compare that to the last time you spent 3 hours working on something you truly cared about. There's a deeper kind of happiness here. When you create, you shift from being a consumer to a contributor, from audience to artist, from follower to leader. The comfortable prison. There's a truth most people don't want to face. They'd rather watch life than live it. Consuming is comfortable. Creating is demanding. It's easier to be entertained than to participate, easier to follow than to lead. Hours slip away watching someone else strum a guitar, yet the real instrument gathers dust in the corner. Cooking shows replace actual cooking. Reading about fitness replaces the workout. Browsing, productivity hacks, replaces real work. We borrow excitement from other people's achievements instead of earning our own. The 90-day identity shift. After studying behavioral psychology, I've realized something. Your attachment to your phone isn't just about the device. It's about avoiding mental stillness. The only sustainable cure is deep mental engagement through creation. Here's the challenge. For the next 90 days, every time you feel the urge to mindlessly consume content, create something instead. Anything. Write a few lines, sketch a rough idea, record a voice memo, film a 30-second clip, code a tiny program. Track both your consumption and your creation every day. By day 30, you'll consume less without forcing yourself. By day 60, creating will feel more natural than consuming. By day 90, you'll wonder how you ever lived differently. But here's the catch. This isn't just a habit shift. It's an identity shift. You're not someone trying to spend less time on their phone. You're a creator first, a consumer second. And in a world built on consumption, creators hold the real power. The money, the influence, the fulfillment, the freedom that consumers endlessly chase through the scroll. The evidence is clear. The question isn't whether this works. The question is whether you'll actually do it, or just save this and go back to scrolling.